comment. The public is allowed to speak on issues or items not scheduled for discussion on the agenda. Comments should be limited to issues or items germane to the business of the governing body. The commission will not discuss or debate these items, nor will the commission make decisions on items presented during this time. Members of the public will be limited to 3 minutes for comments. Mr. Killian.
Good afternoon.
Nope.
My name is Mr. Killian. Some of y'all might know who I am. I'm here to change some things in this community. The reason that I'm here is we don't want to talk about, Brad, that stuff we can't really talk about in public. You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
But what I do want to talk about is, I'm going to read this because it'd be a lot easier instead of speaking off the hip. Probably get in trouble. After speaking today as a father's life and whose daughter's life was directly harmed because required Axon recordings were not uploaded, and I need this council to hear me clearly. The first missing video already changed the course of our lives, but when my attorney and I discovered a second recording that existed and wasn't added into my discovery, that's the version we were eventually showed and had been modified and crossed a line of no family should have ever faced. One missing recording can be called a mistake. Two missing and an altered recording is a pattern, and patterns cannot be ignored. There weren't random oversights. These were required recordings involving a child. Local policy demands that they be uploaded. State standards emphasize accurate documentation. Federal guidance exists to prevent exactly this kind of harm. Yet twice the truth was allowed to slip out of the official record, and my daughter and I were left to live with the consequences. When that evidence disappeared, it didn't just break policy, it broke trust. It erased the only neutral record of interactions that directly affected my child. My daughter watched her father try to defend himself without the very evidence that should have been protected us. She learned that systems meant to safeguard families can fail them in the most basic and preventable way. And I want you to understand that the human cost of that, I had to rely on my own records being the official ones that were missing or altered. A father should not have to become his own archivist and just make sure the truth survives. My issue is that somebody better let me know what's going on with that. Sergeant Browning failed to upload his video. My attorney witnessed that. So we got some problems, and that's linked to the other issue. So when y'all talk about y'all's little agendas next time and stuff in the future, y'all discuss how y'all gonna pay me and pay my daughter, because there's no way out of it. Dan Afterward fucked up. Excuse my language. Detective Urbanic messed up. So I expect somebody to apologize to me and my daughter. At least buy me a beer before y'all fuck me. Just saying. Anyway, y'all have a good day. Y'all got a lot to discuss. Thank y'all.
Other comment in the room?
Yeah, David Baston, 66047. Actually, I did do a little research on that guy's stuff, and it is messed up. So anybody out there that wants to read about it, I would, it's pretty tragic. But I did have you mention to pull some claims last week, and I guess they turned out okay, but I still had a question with Lawrence, Kansas. Pride Inc. was got a grant for $4,800.48, but they were given $5,000. I know that's not much, but it's still an error. And then as far as these uniforms to Pride Inc., I'm sorry, to Pride, I don't remember the name of it, but anyway, it was for $27,514, basically uniforms and such. And I was just wanting to know who approves that, and did it go up for bid? Do these guys just win a bid every year, or how does that work? So I did want to bring that up and maybe get some clarification on that. And yeah, I did pull up the claims just for last year on just referencing homeless, and any of the paid items was $505 million. And that's not counting pay or anything that some of these other programs actually get money, like there's several of them that get money to help in the homeless situation. So yeah, my point is, I mean, we do spend a lot of money on that, and we have came a long way. And I do want to, I mean, I know there's substance abuse problems also, a lot of it as it relates to homelessness. Nobody wants to talk about it, but I've got direct experience with that. I mean, you can give these people everything in the world, but if they don't want to change, I mean, you're just feeding a problem. And I've helped too many people try to get them straight, and the problem is it's Lawrence, Kansas, and there's several people that's actually left and got clean, and we just enable people way too much, and enabling is really not loving them, which I mean, it's a fine line there, so I get that, but thanks for your time.
Thank you. Any other comments in the room?
It is a little bit late, isn't it? I want to thank you guys for taking the time. Like I said, my name is Nick Totten. 66047 is the area code where I am. It was brought up a little bit earlier about there is some national concerns that are going on where we literally have a federal department that is going into various cities and effectively stealing American citizens off the street. We're watching it happen in real time. I think that it would be important that we as a city take a stand for our own defense, where we basically say that the Lawrence Police Department is not going to work with the Department of Homeland Security or ICE. I would like that my city commission moves forward to basically say the Lawrence Police Department is here for the Lawrence citizenry and not here to perpetuate effectively state-sponsored terrorism. Thank you.
See no more comments in the room. How about online?
Yes, we do have one. Jeffrey Hepler.
Thank you, Sherry. Good evening, Commission, Mayor, Vice Mayor. Jeffrey Hepler, 66044. I appreciate the previous commenters' remarks. I've also been very disturbed. I think if we're not going to put out actual policy, then we need to at least implement some sort of monitoring, tracking system for any activity that's happening around here. Apart from that, I wanted to speak on the New Boston Crossing project development happening along the Margaritza River. I guess what I wanted to say was there's still a lot of opposition happening and conversations ongoing, and obviously this project has gone through many different renditions and phases. I wanted to propose what I've been thinking of lately as a potential solution to bridge the gap, and that maybe this is an opportunity to partner with the community, Haskell, Baker, and creating like something that can generate revenue, because the housing that voted this rezoning through no longer exists in the preliminary plats. We're trying to develop sports complex there. I know that there was a request for ground penetrating radar done by a Miss Courtney King. I would like to second that there be ground penetrating radar done, because there are allegedly hundreds of Native children that are buried in the Wakarusa River Valley. This is the only protrusion that the city has into the river valley. So the city has a responsibility to potentially develop it responsibly. And if we were to develop it, I would like to see some kind of heritage center, eco-tourism, work on respecting what is already there and not filling in the floodplain. I think that's all I have for this evening. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you.
That's all the comments, Mayor.
Okay. Look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Did I say that too quick? Sorry.
Nope. Is there a second? Second. I was actually going to ask what's the wording for that, but okay. Yeah.
Motion by Commissioner Pulliam, second by Vice Mayor Courtney. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Passes 4-0. See you all next week.
Good night.